Welcome to the Mr. Skin Podcast, your weekly dose of what's new and what's nude in movies, TV, and Hollywood's sexiest stars. Now get ready for your host, the world's foremost authority on celebrity nudity, Mr. Skin.
The legendary Mr. Skin.
Dude, Mr. Skin.
MrSkin.com.
Skin, everybody.
Coast to coast from Los Angeles, Chicago, and New York, it's the Mr. Skin Podcast with your hosts, Mr. Skin and Andrea Lowell. We want to hear from you. Call the show and leave us a voicemail at 484-SKIN-POD. Find all things Mr. Skin Podcast online at MrSkinPodcast.com.
Hey everyone, welcome to the Mr. Skin Podcast, where each week we take you through the must-see naked moments on the small and big screen. I'm Andrea, and as always, Mr. Skin is here to help us fast forward to the good parts. Hey Skin, how are you?
Doing great, Andrea. How are you?
I'm fantastic, and I am super excited about today's show because it's necessary, and it's going to be so epic to go through this. So I'm really super stoked on what you have planned for us today.
Yeah, and what we're going to do today is I'm going to count down my top 10 nudecomers of 2019. And we kind of coined this phrase a number of years ago to highlight actresses that weren't on our radar, but then did a great nude scene in the course of a year, and then we became big fans of them. And every year for the Anatomy Awards, we choose a best nudecomer. But I put a list of my 10 favorites from this year. It's in order, but, you know, listen, I could be convinced that any of these could be number one because they're all hot and they all did great nude scenes. But the key here, and normally when I do these lists, you know, like 80 to 90% of what I talk about. In this instance, there's probably going to be, if you know 10%, I'll be impressed. But these are obscure actresses. And again, not because they're bad actresses or not because they're not super hot. It's just that they're kind of new to the game. They're usually younger, and they ended up getting into something where they did a great nude scene, and we were like, you know, they just totally were on our radar, and excellent. You know, I'm excited to share this with you. So let's start with counting down the top 10, and of course, you could always go to MrSkin.com and look these girls up and let me know what you think. But let me start with Emily Seiler, from a movie called Too Old to Die Young. Oh no, it's actually a series from Amazon Prime. And this filmmaker, Nicholas Winding Refn, he directed Drive with Ryan Gosling, and a Skin classic from 2016 called The Neon Demon. And this series from Amazon Prime is about a detective who also works as a hitman. And there was only one major nude scene in the first season of this show, but it was a really, I like to say, a Skinston classic because she's in the shower, Andrea, and she's kind of not handcuffed. It's sort of kind of handcuffed to the wall. It looks
like she's in like gold rings that are somehow affixed to the tile.
Oh my God. It's so hot. Yes. So hot. And, it's, hold on. I got my, thing. But, anyway, so she's sort of kind of tied up there, and something kinky's going on. And the main character from the show, the hitman, is, he stands there, and the scene goes on for 2 minutes. So first you see her in her bra and panties. Then he has a scissor, and he comes over and cuts off her bra and cuts off her panties until she's hot. Yeah. It's so hot. And I know it's bad because she's tied up, and I don't know if she truly wants to be there, but she really sincerely does not look bothered by this. It's a super hot scene. And she ends up being completely naked, and then he ends up hosing her down for reasons I don't know. I haven't watched the show, but you will be hosing down too when you see this, because it really is sexy as all. You know, it's like BDSM level
shower style.
Yes, it's really good stuff. And
her again, boobs are insane. They're so perky and like firm looking. You can tell they're totally natural, but you can tell that they are like, you know, the young, high, round, firm boobs. She's got rock hard nipples. I'm presuming because she's cold in the shower.
Yeah, and it's and again, it's you know, this is one of those shows that you know, from Amazon Prime that probably a lot of people don't know about. They probably don't know the star of the show, this Miles Teller. But anyway, this one nude scene, and now we're big Emily Seiler fans, and she's a tall drink too. She's 5'9", from New Mexico. We don't have a ton of information on her, but now that she's done this nude scene, she has she's proud to be number 10 on our best nudecomers of 2019.
Excellent. Love it. Great scene.
So now number 9 is a girl named Alicia Bowie from 13 Reasons Why.
Okay.
Have you heard about this? This is a really controversial Netflix show.
I actually watched it.
Oh, okay, good. Yeah, I thought you did. Yeah, it deals real frankly with teen suicide. What did you think of it? Did you think it was so controversial? Or
I didn't think it was controversial. It's to me, I had to kind of get through the hokiness of it being like a high school show. And then it got, for the first episode or so, then it got real serious. Then I really liked it. I don't see the controversy so much, except for the subject matter, which is, rape culture and all this other stuff. Yeah. But it's something that needed to be talked about. So I think it was kind of important. And, if it triggers some people, that's their bad, But,
yeah, well, listen, it's definitely not supposed to be a sexy show.
No, it's very serious.
But it did have this one sexy moment with this Alicia Bowe, and she was born in Norway.
So hot. Yeah.
Oh, she really is. Yeah, she was born in 1997, so she's 22 years old. And listen to this. Her mom was Somali and her dad is Norwegian. So what a great combination. I know, how sexy is that? That's what
she's like. I'm like, you're a mix of something amazing. I don't know what it is, but it's so gorgeous. If people don't know who she is, you got to look her up about MrSkin.com. She's excellent.
Now, I don't watch the Days of Our Lives, but she played a teenager named Daphne on Days of Our Lives on NBC. I can't believe that's still on. But anyway, she shows up in this 13 Reasons Why and does this really hot scene. She's in a storage closet with this guy, and she bares her butt while she's having sex with this guy in the closet. And she's up on a counter. We get a nice view, but what a sexy scene. And again, I didn't know too much about her, but this nude scene put her on my nudecomer list at number 9.
You know what? When I'm looking at the images from this, the saying "thick thighs save lives" comes to mind. If you like a nice, thick, juicy set of thighs, you got to check out this scene. It's so hot.
And a very exotic, beautiful looking girl. And and keep in mind now, 13 Reasons Why is not a show that I recommend for the nudity, because there was only one other thing. I think it was in season 2. This Irina Voronina showed her breasts on a computer screen. She was a webcam girl. So it's not a show that is going to win, best TV series for nudity, but this one stuck out this year, as did I when I was watching it. So Alicia Bowe is number 9 on my nudecomers of 2019.
I'm loving this list so far, Skin. What's number 8?
Yes. Now, number 8 is a girl with a crazy name, Lilia Scarlett Reed.
Okay.
Yeah, from Chambers. Now, Chambers is a freaky Netflix horror series starring Uma Thurman as a woman who undergoes heart surgery. It's weird. And then she develops different personalities. It's pretty cool.
I saw this too.
Oh, okay. You were like, I'm impressed.
I forgot all about it. Yes, that's right. This was creepy as all hell.
Yeah, Andrea, you're. This is awesome that you're watching all. Thank you for watching this. But here's a couple interesting notes on this Lilia. She's 18 years old. She's a fashion model who is she's in a current Versace campaign. So she's
smoking.
She's smoking hot. That's all you need to know. And she also has this major. I guess she's an acclaimed artist because she has a major gallery show in LA going on right as we speak. I know, it's crazy. But anyway, in this Chambers, Lilia takes a shower and she stands topless in a bathtub full of water. And then she's holding a boombox in the, now it is a horror movie or a horror show, and she's holding a boombox that's plugged in, so you could guess the rest. But before that happens, she is electrifyingly hot. And she came in at number 7 on my list of the best nudecomers of 2019. Again, someone that we didn't know. She's only 18 years old.
Oh, wow.
But yeah, really, really sexy, and a definite one that is now on our radar. And so her name is Lilia Scarlett Reed, and her nude scene was in Chambers, the crazy Netflix show with Uma Thurman.
That sounds awesome. Definitely sounds like she's a name that we're going to have to keep on top of because she's only just begun at 18. And with all these other avenues she's going into with the modeling and the art and now the nudity, bring it on, sister.
Yeah. No, it's really good. So now counting down the top 10 newcomers of 2019, at number 7 is Maddie McCormick from the great show Shameless, which, by the way, in the history of TV, no television show has had more nude scenes than Shameless. And they're in their 10th season. Or completed their 10th season, and no, I don't think they're officially done, but they're almost done with the 10th season. And it's funny, I watch these things on DVR, so I never know if a show's active or if I have to watch all the episodes. But my guys are on top of it. And anyway, Maddie McCormick is a 28-year-old actress who I didn't know too much about, and she showed up in this 2019 series in 2019 on Shameless as Corey. She plays this girl Corey, and she's the sister of Tammy, who's played by Kate Miner.
Yes.
Okay, so you're a big Shameless person.
Yeah.
Okay. And there was a great scene where a bunch of people are getting ready for a race, and Corey asks Lip if he's having sex with her sister Tammy, and then just right in front of Lip, who, by the way, is the luckiest guy on TV. He has sex with all these. Oh my God!
Yeah,
she just takes her top off and she's not wearing a bra, and in front of all these guys in wherever they were getting ready for the race. I watched the scene this morning again, and it's just awesome. And Maddie McCormick is number 7 on our best nudecomers list, and a great rack. By the way, you got to see this scene with those moving, because it's even better than
jiggle,
the picture.
Jiggle, bounce. Yes,
you got it. Yeah. So, but yeah, I loved that and loved the show, and God, the amount of actresses that Shameless has introduced to us is spectacular. So,
absolutely.
Yeah. Okay. So now as we continue down the list, we're at number 6, and number 6 on our best newcomers of 2019 is Monica Ray Summers Gonzalez.
Definitely never heard that name before.
Yeah, that's a mouthful. From Orange is the New Black. You know all about Orange is the New Black. And so if you don't know the show, and I don't know how you wouldn't listening to this podcast, it's that really like a breakthrough Netflix, one of the biggest Netflix shows. It's a woman in prison series. It wrapped up after 7 seasons. This was the final season, but it had so much great stuff. Taylor Schilling is the star, and it's been just so much great nudity, including Taylor Schilling and Laura Prepon and different actresses through the years. But the bust out, no pun intended, newcomer was this Monica Ray Summers Gonzalez, and she was hooking up with Taylor Schilling in bed, and they're in bed, and she goes down with the finger for the finger bang, and yeah, it's a really hot scene. And then when they're done, she kind of sits back, and we see her topless, and it is just she's sexy as all get out. And
yes,
and the great girl scene. Then she sits up in bed and shows the breast while Taylor Schilling is leaving. It's super sexy.
And she's so gorgeous with her, curly full hair and her beautiful eye. I mean, I love this scene. It's knockout.
Yeah, it's great. So the longest name on the list for sure. And it's funny, a lot of these actresses, including the next one, have long names. It's a weird thing this year, so that must be a thing. But number 5 on the best newcomers is Candace Neolani Maxwell from the TV show Power.
And I know we've discussed this before because I have seen this body. So, if we've discussed it twice and it's a newcomer, it has to be real good because, we typically don't gloss over actresses that are unknown.
Yeah,
so for
and
us to
she
did
before. Right. In the 6th season of Power, she did. There were 2 episodes, episode 3 and episode 7, where she got naked. And she's a Caribbean American actress. She grew up in Atlanta, and she first broke into show business as a backup dancer for Beyonce. So when you're a backup dancer, what do we know about dancers? They have spectacular bodies, right?
And they know how to move them.
Oh my
Let's
God!
Be
yes.
Real. Yes.
She started in in episode 3 of this season 6, she's having sex with a high-powered guy in his office, and he takes a phone call, and she just keeps riding him, which you could see right here in the pic that CP posted. But in episode 7, she's doing a reverse cowgirl riding Lorenz Tate in bed, and this white guy interrupts them, and she has to dive out of bed, and it scrambles to get dressed. But this girl is so hot, and I know we'll see more of her. Her name is Candace Milani Maxwell from the cool TV show Power, which we've obviously talked a lot about because it has been a great source of nudity through the years.
Yeah, I could watch her body all day.
Yeah.
Big, beautiful butt, nice, perky little boobies. I mean, it's incredible.
Yeah, well, really dug that. Now, number 4 on the list of the best nudecomers, girls we hadn't heard of and now have become fans of. And I'm a big fan of flashing, Andrea. I love flashing.
Oh,
and,
me too. I forgot about this.
Yeah, it's Catherine Cohen from the show High Maintenance. And
I love her.
High Maintenance is a HBO. It's pretty popular late night series about this weed dealer, just known as the Guy, who he goes around New York City delivering pot to various hipsters and getting into these weird and funny situations. Well, in this episode that she was in this year on High Maintenance, Catherine Cohen has this weird not saying weird in a bad way, but it's an uncommon
weird, peculiar,
fetish,
yeah,
a little peculiar, where she just loves to have one of her boobs, not both, but one of her boobs accidentally pop out of her top. Well, they don't accidentally. She forces them out, and then like a guy,
boobs that big,
right? The weed dealer comes to the door, and then the boobs out, or a
titties
plumber,
out.
Whoever comes to the door, she just talks to them, and she'll be wearing a tank top with no bra, but her left breast will be hanging out. It's really, really great stuff.
I'm obsessed with this.
Yeah, and I think it's so hot because this, to me, looks so real. Like she's just this quirky girl that would really walk around the city doing this. And that really attracted me to this season of High Maintenance and this and made her a nudecomer at number 4 on my list. I just thought it was very natural. It didn't look fake to me. It was pretty cool.
Right. And maybe going forward, we might see both of her boobs.
Yeah, let's well, you see a left and a right, but not at the same time.
Oh, gotcha.
Yeah, because she's a one flasher. So, but she's in the grocery store. It's just so cool. Anywhere she goes, it's like a thing, and guys are and they don't get weirded out. They're just they're just.
It's more mesmerized. Oh my God, is her full boob really?
I know.
Out? What?
And it's a big boob, and it's real.
A big boob. It's a big boob.
Cool.
Yeah.
So anyway, her name is Catherine with a C Cohen.
Right on.
And if you check her out, you can see all this nudity at MrSkin.com. So number 3 on my nudecomers, girls we didn't know about, but now we're big fans of after some great nudity is this is definitely one you won't know of, but it's Greta.
Whoa, what is this?
Greta Fernandez.
Whoa. Whoa.
Yeah, from a thing called Alyssa and Marcella.
Okay.
And Alyssa and Marcella. It's a movie based on this Alyssa Sanchez Loriga, who was a woman who lived as a man in 1901 Spain because she wanted to marry her girlfriend. So obviously they didn't approve of that back in 1901 Spain. But she was so that's what this movie is. But I got to tell you this. This Greta Fernandez is a model in real life, and you could see why.
Yes.
The whole film is in black and white, but oh my God, she hooks up with another actress, and it is so sexy. It includes toe sucking, which is it's got everything, but it's really, really sexy, and it's beautifully filmed, and these two girls are gorgeous. Natalie De Molina is the other, the one she's with, but the one I focused on here is Greta Fernandez, and she's only 24 years old, so hopefully we'll get a lot more of her, but full frontal, girl on girl action, toe sucking with the other girl. It is sexy, and it's anyway, it's something you definitely might want to check out, Andrea. So
I'm checking it out. I'm checking it out hardcore. You know me, I'm zooming right in.
Yep.
When we say full frontal, we are not playing.
You're getting lips.
You are seeing full lips, everything. And for anyone who thought maybe she was really a man, no. purely anatomically natural born female. This is up close and personal, lippage for days and at more than one angle. So yeah, you get the hot, toe sucking sex, you get the back shot, front shot, everything, but it's like lippage galore for the lip lovers out there.
Yeah, it's and I just see CP just put up one of the pics from our site with the toe sucking, and it's just so hot when a girl's completely naked with another girl and she's sucking her toe. I mean, geez, because you can see.
Give me ideas.
Yeah, I know. Anyway, I don't have to sell you on girl toe sucking, but it is very hot. I mean, we're gonna have to do a playlist on that. I wonder if we've ever done a toe sucking playlist. I'm gonna have to make.
I wonder if there's enough content.
Let me make a note of that.
Yes.
Yeah.
Put it on the list.
Yeah, you can feel it all the way to your toes when you're watching that. So so that was number 3, and definitely check out Greta Fernandez and the toe sucking scenes from Listen and Marcella, which is a really great black and white movie. But now to number 2. It's an actress, but really more of an Instagram sensation. Her name's Kinsey Walensky.
Okay.
And it's from a movie called Slasher Party. Now, this girl's only 23, and Andrea, those are real.
No.
And yes, well, some things,
I thought for sure those were fake.
They bounce and bounce and bounce. They're very, yes. Well, she's only 23. That's how that happens. But anyway, like I said, she has like 1.3 million followers. I know she was dating Vitaly, the great YouTube sensation that has 10 million followers. And with him, she made big international headlines this summer. She streaked during the championship soccer game in Spain. Between Madrid and Liverpool. It was a big deal because that was like it's like kind of like their Super Bowl over there for soccer. So she went out wearing a Vitaly Uncensored t-shirt with her big boobs bouncing as she ran out on the field, and it was reported in a bunch of news media. It was a pretty big deal, and she is great. Well, she showed up in this horror flick Slasher Party, and she plays a version of like her Instagram persona, and it's movies. It's about a bunch of social media superstars, and they gather for a party and start getting knocked off. And there's a scene here where she provides like the highlight of the movie is she kind of flashes these tech bros, and it is a sexy scene, and I'm sure CP pulled it up for you. But aren't those spectacular?
They are ridiculous. This is what they try to make fake boobs look like.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? This is insane, and I'm all up on her Instagram right now. She's incredible. She's gorgeous.
Yeah,
like there's nothing about she is like bombshell Victoria's Secret supermodel, beautiful in the face, and then with a body like this, holy! Yeah. And you can tell she has a real fun, free-spirited personality. Yes. I'm like obsessed now. Like, thank you. You've now created a new fan.
Yeah, no, well, follow her. I'm not an Instagram guy, but go ahead and follow her. But I do know she's has over 1 million followers, which is awesome. So, and rightly so. So, Andrea, as we now are at the number 1 of my top 10 newcomers of the year, I love this one, and she's another one who, by the way, those are real and they're spectacular. It's Amy Lou Wood.
Oh my God.
From this British comedy series called Sex Education.
Whoa, I was not expecting all that when I scrolled down. Whoa.
Yeah, it's a Netflix, it's like a British Netflix show. And it chronicles the high school adventures of this uptight teenager played by Otis Milburn. And complicating his life is the fact that his mom, played by Gillian Anderson, is a famous sex therapist turned author. I think I talked to you about this. Yeah, and
that sounds familiar.
So Amy Lou Wood here plays Amy Gibbs on the series. She's one of the most beautiful and popular girls in school. But she's friendly to like the misfit kids and lets people party at her big fancy house. And what was interesting about her is she did this nude scene, the very first scene of the very first episode, and I was like, holy jeez, this is going to be one of the best nude scenes of the year, and definitely some of the best breasts of the year.
Insane.
Those are real too, and it's a fun one to watch where you could see things bouncing because she's on top of the guy. And it's really, really super sexy, and my favorite nudecomer scene of 2019.
100%. Do we know how old she is? Because those look like very young boobs.
She's 24. Well, with these newcomers, they're normally like 28 is a kind of old for a newcomer. So like your range is going to be like 18 to 24 because, you know, they're actresses that are kind of making their starts in movies or television and haven't got a lot of love or people know them. And that's why we do this every year to show it. And we just did a playlist at MrSkin.com on all these newcomers, but you definitely want to at least come to the website and see these actresses I talked about because you will not be disappointed.
Disappointment is a word that never enters my mind when it comes to your top 10 list or anything on your website. This blew my mind. I'm so glad that you exposed us all to these incredible newcomers. This was very enlightening and really arousing. So
oh no, they're great, and it's fun because this is a great way to curate what we have at the website. Because MrSkin.com is, as much as people come to our website and search the A-list famous actresses, we're really a database of all the nudity in the history of movies and television, including all the obscure foreign movies, foreign television shows, or obscure American art house movies that you might not know about. And we find incredibly gorgeous actresses that do great nude scenes, and this is an awesome way to share that with the audience. So you could come to the website and see any of these actresses, or like I said, we made a playlist of the top newcomers of 2019. You can see the vids of all this back to back to back. It's pretty awesome at MrSkin.com.
Epic. Wow. That's all I have to say. You've left me speechless.
No, that's hard to do. But all right. Well, Andrea, thanks so much. And I have another great list for next week, and I'll share it with you then.
Right on.
All right. Take care.
This concludes another scintillating episode of the Mr. Skin Podcast. Subscribe to the Mr. Skin Podcast in iTunes and never miss a show. Thanks for listening.